Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought that I could just go ahead and make a quick little video giving you guys like a little mini update on the traveler's notebook that I've been using. So I've got a couple of questions, so I'm gonna try to touch base on those really quick just before we get into the actual notebook. So first things first, on Instagram, I get questions about what kind of traveler's notebook it is. It is a Wanderings traveler's notebook with pockets. You can find this apparently on Amazon and Etsy, but I actually purchased it from the website. So you can purchase it from the website. It will take a little bit longer. I would say roughly like almost 2 weeks for it to get to you. But if you're really wanting it, then Amazon is another place that you can purchase it. And then of course, like I mentioned, Etsy. The second thing I've got questions on is this pen. So this is just a brass barrel. I can't even really tell you where I got this brass. Actually, I think I can. When we lived in Germany, I don't know if anyone who is following me now and who is watching remembers that I had ordered a second traveler's notebook some years ago, and it came with a bunch of accessories, and one of the accessories was this brass pen. I don't have the refill. I don't remember what the refill was that came in this, but really all it is just a brass barrel that you have to screw on and screw off. The barrel in itself is really nice. So yeah, but the actual like refill that is in here is these tool pen refills, and they're in 0.8, so like the fine, I don't know, very fine point. So that's what's in this little brass pen. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So I've been using this in conjunction with my Leuchtturm, and I'll be honest, I haven't been carrying my Leuchtturm as much because I wanted to really give this a true benefit of the doubt as to if I liked carrying the slimmer version a lot better. And I'll tell you, I absolutely love every single thing about this system. So I've done some swapping and replacing of different things that I had in here when I did the initial setup. You might have seen that things look a little different from every video that I've done, and that's solely because, you know, the traveler's notebook in this size is still sort of new to me. I've used this size in the past, but it has been about 8 years. I think my husband has been in the military for about 8 years, so if we knock off a year, I think the second year, it might have even been the first year really. Our first year in Germany, I had tried a traveler's notebook for the first time, and you know, even then it was very, very new to me. Like if you go back and watch those very, very cringy videos, it was still very new to me. So I've had time to play around with how I like things to look, how I want things to look. And so I think I have it in the way that I want it right now. So that is that. So I did mention in my last plan with me that I had purchased some 100-page inserts. I shopped around a little bit for the 100-page inserts that I was looking for. I know Sterling Ink does 100-page inserts, and I know that she also has a 520 and then like a 200+ page version too. So I shopped around for those. I priced those out. I didn't necessarily want to get the 520 page because I felt like I might not be ready for that. She also does undated planners in the N1. Is it N1? Those of you who use Sterling Ink, you probably know better than I do. But I didn't want to commit to that either. So I just was like, I'm going to hold off on purchasing that. I looked at some other brands. I looked at Papers Penguin Co. But the only issue that I have with a lot of these brands is I wanted to at least have 3 or 4 types of inserts, and I didn't want to pay an enormous amount of money for them, so that kind of hindered me from plunging. But I settled on, I think the brand is Just Scribble. I settled on that. I watched a video that she had shared her planners, and I went to the website and I saw that she has the Tomoe River paper standard size notebook inserts too. But what really caught my eye is that she has them in packs, which is very appealing because you can get 3 of the notebooks, and it was fairly priced. I think it was on sale. It says sale, but they're fairly priced. Even if they weren't on sale, I think this was the better deal for me. But anyway, they are really nice. Unlike the 52 GSM, they're the 68 GSM. So I really, really, really like that because I have notebooks that are of the 68 GSM Tomoe River paper. So I really like that. So I ordered those, and then I got them on Monday, and I just like moved everything over into those notebooks. So I'm going to show you what's going on with that. So, yeah. So I've been, like I said, I've been playing around with how I want things to look in here, and I've done some adding and changing and moving of things, just to kind of make it more personal to me. So I didn't disclose, I don't know if I disclosed, but in my last plan with me, I said that this was my food journal. I have not updated it today, so I need to kind of do that. But this is just like a little food journal that I tucked in here. It's a Moleskine Cahier book, and it is just blank. And basically, it's just logging of everything that I eat. So I just have to update this from today. And I just have it tucked in the front here. This little card I kind of made today. It's basically like a if found. It's like a if found kind of card. And then whoever would find this, obviously they can pull this out, and this will have my most recent address and phone number, and of course my spouse's phone number as well. Just in case they can't get a hold of me, they could call that number also. So I just have that in here for emergency purposes. And then I went ahead and start adding some stuff in here to make it a little bit more personal to me and make it feel more like my personal rings. So I made like this Be Kind to Your Mind card, and of course I have pictures and stuff in here. And then I moved one of these little things from my personal rings that I had put in there, which is the Frankie and Grace like quote cards that I had made. So I put those in here. I have yet to fill out this daily planning routine thing. I'm getting to that. And then here are the notebooks. So these are from Just Scribble. The texture on these notebooks are really, really nice. She has her branding embossed at the bottom of the notebook, but I really, really, really like the texture of these notebooks. And she hid the stitching, so they are stitched, and I don't really know how she did it, but that is really nice. You can't see the stitching at all, like it's completely covered, and it's thick. Like the paper is like a little bit thicker, so it's the 68 GSM like I mentioned, and it's really nice. Like the book feels very flexible and floppy, but it's really, really nice. I did so the corners didn't come like this. I rounded them out just a little bit more. They came slightly rounded, but they weren't like round like how I like all the rest of my notebooks, like how these corners are rounded. They weren't rounded like that. So I went ahead and just did that little tidbit. But outside of that, these are really, really nice inserts. I think the grid is 5mm. It's 5mm grid, and it looks like this. It's really nice. It's a light grid. They're 100 pages. I really, really like these inserts, and I'm already planning out in my head how I'm about to order like 2 more packs, so I at least have 6 of these notebooks on hand for future endeavors, future planning endeavors. So yeah, I really like these. Now, what I did is I ended up swapping out my daily booklet, which was this booklet, which has a really dark grid. This paper I think is 100 GSM, and it is really nice to write on. Like, I really like this. And it not only is nice to write on in itself, but it does handle like markers and stuff really well. So this was my original daily booklet, and I contemplated on changing this out because I didn't know if I wanted to copy over everything and repaste everything that I have in here. But I ended up doing it because I wanted to keep April all together. So yeah, and then I didn't take these off. I just kept these in here. Now, what will I do with this notebook since I'm not currently using it? I'm still going to use it. I don't know what I'll end up doing with it, but I won't let the paper go to waste. I do think, though, that I would definitely repurchase these. These came from Wanderings. I think that I'll definitely repurchase these for other projects and stuff because they're really cost effective. They're like $9 for a pack of 3, and you can buy them. You can get them from Amazon, you can get them from the website, and I think you can get them from Etsy as well. And not only that, they have really nice paper. So I don't necessarily think I would get the grid one, but I would definitely get the blank ones and the dot grid and the line grid notebooks opposed to this darker grid. But yeah, I would definitely purchase these notebooks again too and have a few of those on hand. I have quite a few now, so I don't need to purchase any, but I definitely think that in the future I would definitely get like more of these notebooks as well. So I swapped everything over, and as you can see, like I have the same stuff that I have in here, just smaller. Where I had printed these out bigger is because I wanted to turn them into like little cards that I could keep. But I just made them smaller here and just pasted them down. And I don't know, I'm on a laminating fetish right now. I've been laminating everything just to prolong the life of some of this stuff. So yeah, I've been laminating like crazy. But these ones I can actually take off and I can keep them. But yeah, so I transferred everything over, and I really like the way that it looks because of the lighter grid. And this is basically what my daily pages have looked like. So I'm really liking the fact that I don't feel like I'm wasting space like I felt like I was wasting space in my Leuchtturm, but I don't feel like that. I don't feel like I'm wasting space at all. I did transfer every single thing over, so like this is this page, and I think the grid on each is 5mm too, so that helped with transferring everything over because obviously you know, everything lined up in the way that I was writing. So I still have used about the same amount of pages for each book. But if you can just basically see, like, this just looks so much easier to read opposed to this darker grid. Granted, I loved the way that this looks, and I was really liking the way that it was starting to look, especially like with my like washi tape stickers and all of that stuff. But I could not read this for the life of me. I was having a really hard time trying to see what the heck this is. And I wear glasses, but even with my glasses on, my eyes were like, I'm struggling. So yeah, I like the lighter grid. I also like I said, these are 100 pages, so I can be in this book a little bit longer than I would if I was in this book, which I think is only 60 something pages. It's only like 60 something pages, but whatever the case may be, I like this grid a whole lot. So yeah, I transferred everything over. Everything looks the same. I literally wanted everything to look the same. The only thing is I ended up adding more stuff, and then this got pushed down, and then whatever was here ended up having less space here, but that's okay. Everything still looks relatively the same. And then that's when I stopped. Actually, on the back of this one, I ended up journaling. And then on this one, I didn't transfer the journaling stuff. I just continued with the day plan. So that's the only difference. But outside of that, this has been a lovely, lovely switch. And it has made my traveler's notebook look so much better. I like the texture of these. I don't know if you can see that. They're textured. They have a really nice texture, and they're really soft. They're really, really soft. I like that. And then I'll, oops, sorry guys. And then obviously, these ones are cardboard. And I was okay with this. I was okay with just using a cardboard, but these ones are a little bit better. So yeah, I've made things very personal in here. And I'm really liking my weekly insert too. I've ended up putting some little Midori tabs on here just to kind of break up like the different sections. I do have like these monthly tabs, but I thought that I would save these for something else. So I just have them tucked for the time being. But in terms of like the Midori ones, I thought that they just fit because they're super small and discreet. And they have like the little see-through instead of like, like how these ones are not see-through, so you would be able to see like where the placement is. I just like how clean these look. And then this is the week. So I did do like a plan with me, and I showed you guys like how I set up everything. I haven't checked off anything from today. I'm really liking this insert too. And part in why I'm liking such a very modular system is mainly because in the bullet journal, I had to draw out a lot of stuff. Like I had to draw out the weeks. I didn't like doing that. I had to sit down and draw that out every single time that I started a new week, and I really just didn't like that. This weekly booklet took that away, so I didn't have to draw out the weeks anymore. This is all 52 weeks in one spot, so very, very, very appealing. And I also like the fact that I put my dailies in this little TN book, because now like I can keep at least a quarter. I'm hoping it lasts for 3 months. If it doesn't, that's fine too, but I'm thinking that I'm going to just try it out and see how many months I can get in here. I'm saying 2 months tops. So what, like every 2 months having to change this book? That's not necessarily bad, especially if you buy like packs of 3, like the 3 book pack. So that's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad at all. But yeah, I like this. I really, really like this. And I think that it gives you the opportunity to not get bored and to change as often. You still would be changing if you were in just like a 1 book system, like, 1 notebook. But I don't know. I think that the thinner notebooks are just easier to work with if you are a person who just likes to change often. But I absolutely love this very, very modular system. It got chunky with all the things that I added in here, which isn't really much of anything, but when you start adding like paper ephemera and notebooks that are a little bit thicker and like cards and stuff, it does pick up some bulk. Like most of the bulk really comes from like what's probably in these pockets. And then like I have my monthly book in here. which is dated for 2 years. So if I need to schedule something way out, then I at least have something that is already dated. And then I also have another like little jump band in here in case I need it. So really liking this, loving carrying it around. I've been taking it out of the house with me, and that has worked really nice. So what are some things that I might be adding to this system that necessarily isn't in here? And I know it looks like from a standpoint that there's overhang. There's maybe like a little overhang, but not really. Like just a little bit, but not really. Like everything is still very flush. It's still very flush. It's just, it chunked up. It just got a little bit of bulk, but it's still really, really nice to carry. But outside of that, so like, what am I doing for the things that I wanted to keep on me? Let me go back. So I did start filling out like my little trackers. So things that I was transferring over from the Leuchtturm. So I have my reading tracker here. And then I have the workout tracker here. So these two things are obviously still the same. These are still things that I'm tracking and have been keeping up with, regardless of the different size planner that I'm in. Some things I haven't quite filled out yet. I just haven't gotten a chance to get around to them. So I'm still working through that kind of stuff. In terms of like the book journaling, book logging, those kinds of things that I really wanted to keep up with, because obviously I wanted to see how many books I was reading this year and have a general consensus of like all the books that I read and reviewed. I'm just going to switch it into a little pocket notebook, something that I can, don't necessarily have to take my planner with me. Don't necessarily have to have it inside this system per se, but just something that I can, put in my bag, or whatever the case may be, in case I don't take this and I only take this. Whatever the case may be, I'm going to keep it simple. And this was something that I had in my stash. I have a lot of Moleskine pocket notebooks in stash. Like, if I could show you guys the stash that I have full of notebooks, like, it is ridiculous. It is very ridiculous. But I have a large stash of A5 notebooks, pocket notebooks, traveler's notebooks and passport, traveler's notebooks and the Peter Popper press size, which is like a little personal. I want to say it's close to B6 Slim, but I have a lot of stuff. So really, I'm shopping my stash, but this is one that I had in my stash. And I decided that I'm just going to do my book journaling in here, because I don't think I need a whole lot of space for that. And yeah, so I'm just going to keep it simple, keep it short and all that good stuff. I'm not going to overdo it, overthink it. Some other stuff that I was keeping up in my ring bound system, which was like health related stuff. I don't know if I necessarily want to keep it in my planner. Those things are personal to me. Like I said, I have a bunch of things that I can use. And so I might, jump into something very small and just compact about, health related things, whatever the case may be. But this is my actual planning system. And this first notebook is just going to be like notes and stuff of whatever comes to mind. And then like, obviously I have my weekly and my daily book, and this is working out beautiful for me. So I think I have found what is working best, and I think this will stick. I think that the Leuchtturm was great. And I'm definitely going to use that notebook, but I think that the Traveler's Notebook is best. Only because it gives me that complete flexibility. There's a crap ton of different types of inserts out there. I just think that this was the better option. was to try out the Traveler's Notebook, because I just want to interchange things and remove things and do whatever I want to do, and I don't want to have to draw out things. That's just not, I don't want to do that. So yeah, that's my little update with this. I hope you guys found it informative, if most, or at most. And I will catch you guys in the next planner related video. Yeah, bye loves.